Welcome, my kin. Welcome back to speak Olin Odinson, and this water signs is going to be your weekly reading for this weekly. I apologize. We are running late. We are behind schedule. That's how you say that. We are behind schedule with this week's weeklies. I apologize, my lovely kindred, but we're just falling behind schedule. It's been a little bit busy. Um, but that's why we're going to conjunct all the elements in their own signs for this week at least. I might do it again next week, depending how this runs, depending how this goes. Uh, but as of right now, I doubt it. I think I'm just gonna go back to the individual signs because it's always more personal in that way. But perhaps I'm tapping into. Perhaps this is where my channel's supposed to be headed, where I'm just doing the elements in their groups so that I can put more energy in the one uh, video because it's a lot of energy doing 12, but I don't mind. Let's just see how spirit wants us to move forward. Anywho, water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Welcome to your official weekly of this week, or whenever you're watching this reading. Welcome. It's time. It's time for you to hear this message. So we're just going to play with the cards. It's hot, but I'll wait to turn it off. I mean, turn on the fan next video. I don't think I need it yet. If I get too hot, I'll turn it on. Anyway, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's get to your message. So we pulled. This is. It's legit. It seems it's stuck there this week. We're gonna use the runes every week, most definitely. Your first rune we have here is Ansuz. Second rune is Sobulo. Sobulo, the sun. And then we have the cattle, wealth. And then we have radio, journey. So I just spoke on all the runes individually, just a little bit, but let's get to the message over here. I'm realizing when I do the divination, I need to refrain from talking about what the divination materials mean and just get to the message. So let's get to the message. So with these four runes over here, let me try to hold them up. Well, I guess we can focus on these two right now. Thank you. So with Ansuz and Sobulo present over here, water signs. What has drawn you to this reading, I feel, is regarding the message of your soul and its path. The soul, something very loud about your soul calling, your destiny calling, whatever this is in regards to the journey you're on and the journey that you're headed towards. And it feels as though the universe is trying to get you to shift. I feel as though there is a shift that you're meant to allow, essentially, and the universe is trying to shift you into in this over here. This is what I'm looking at. The universe is trying to shift your frequency, your focus, your intention on this path ahead of you. And that's all really what's going on over here. I'm not getting the sense that you're not taking the universe up on its offer. I just feel as though there's a certain clarity you're needing to hear. Maybe you'll receive it in this video, in this message, but whatever it is, this clarity is coming from straight through the divine. This is Odin's rune. This is a communication with the divine themselves. And it's really, really, really potent when you have so low, the energy of the soul deep within is paired right next to the communication rune with the divine God, whatever you believe in, right? The source energy. Source is calling your soul, kind of. I'm seeing it as the universe kind of pulling your soul out of your body. However, that's going to reflect into your physical reality, I don't know. It can just be a series of events. It's like you meet with your friends and they say words that they don't even realize they're saying. That is a message directly meant for you, and then you just okay, and then you brush it under the rug like maybe I'm just in my head. Maybe I'm just a little cry today, and then you go to a completely different group of friends. Maybe it's not even friends. Maybe it's now you're in the forest. And you're like, okay, I need space, and then you're thinking a certain set of thoughts. And the minute you think those exact set of thoughts, three birds will land right in front of you, and you're like, okay, and then you go to another location. So that's how this might be playing out for you. That's just one example or two. How I think yeah, that was like two. This can play out in many many different ways. Whatever it is, the universe is trying to set your focus on a wealthier path, essentially, with the wealth cattle rune over here. With there is an abundant direction that you can be headed in. Um, but all you really need to do is pay attention to the guidance that's coming in through the. Oh, this almost flipped out. I mean, it dropped. So there is just this, something with what is your journey. Maybe you guys have doubted that. I'm getting perhaps there's a sense of doubt about the journey you're on, or just doubt that this journey would ever come into fruition. I don't think you guys realize you're on this journey right now. You never really know you're on the journey that you're on until like 10 years later, where you're like, oh yeah, that's actually when it started. Not when all the such and stuff happened, but when I was setting the intentions and all that good stuff. You don't really realize that uh, you're in your golden years right now, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so we spoke with the runes. We're probably not done with them yet. This card is flipping. Who is it? A surprise. Okay, Gawacha. This is a sudden tower moment-like frequency that is entering the reading here. This is the binding energy, essentially. This is a fairy, lovely fairy, who is present when... Oh, that makes sense. He can come forth when one isn't on the path that they're meant to be on. Interesting. So I feel like no matter what you guys try to do, with this weekly's energy, whatever is, whenever you're watching this, um, I feel like no matter which direction you're headed in, if you're tapping into the frequency of this video of just the message itself, uh, change, inevitable change, change that you thought wasn't going to happen happens, stuff like that. Perhaps if this is relationships, I roll my eyes because I try not to focus on that, but at least as of late, this does speak of, this is the literal rune for communication. So if you're waiting for communication, perhaps that's that, but we're not going to put the focus on that. This has to do with your journey, essentially. That's the loudest message. The fact that this rune practically attacked me while following. There's a loud emphasis on putting your intent and focus on the journey, okay? Not on the... Okay, so they're saying not... don't put your focus and intention on what hasn't happened, and don't put it on a certain expectation that hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet if whatever energy I'm tapping into right now, because all gifts from the universe, gifts are gifts. You don't know you're going to get them. They are sudden. That is what makes a gift a gift. It's so sudden and of a it's such a surprise. You're like, oh my god, thank you. I did not expect to receive this gift, universe. I am grateful I receive it. You see that? Just the way I was, that's so transactional. You know, you want it, the universe is not gonna give you something when you're like, oh, thanks. The universe is gonna give it to you in the energy of like, oh my god, yes, thank you. Like that. That's kind of what the universe expects when someone is given a gift. So, I don't know why. That's just they for some reason they wanted to emphasize that part of the message. But now moving forward, I am getting a sense of, now tapping into the fairies' oracle, I am getting the sense that something is about to happen. You know something is about to happen, and because something is about to happen, you have this sense and doubt of questioning the journey you're on. And perhaps prior to this moment, because of that, you made some actions and movements that almost in a self-sabotagatory way, um, you manipulated the manifestation because you tried to control the situation. Um, that's just for a certain part of you, because I picked up on that. It's not going to be for all of you. This is a general reading. Keep that in mind. Anyway, though, back to the message over here. So when you're not doing what you're meant to be doing, the universe will force you, will shove you in a certain direction. We all probably know about that by now. So I'm just getting this this transitory phase that you're in right now. It's just to focus, put your focus on what matters, and what matters is the journey, and it's more wealthier than you previously thought, because the Fehu rune, this is the rune of wealth right next to the journey, and these come after the communication. I feel like you get, this is confirmation for some of you, kind of like a sudden epiphany almost, that the path that either you're on or have always believed that you're meant to be on is the path, and now's the time to take action with that, and don't doubt it. Don't doubt it, because I am seeing a lovely, lovely outcome from this. None of the runes here are negative or asking you to do anything other than listen to your divine self, your higher self, source energy, so that you don't confuse what you're meant to do with emotions and just certain things trying to control. Like, no, it's happening. Let it happen and let it flow. Okay, I am, but just the main energy that's coming forth here. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It's the binding energy. So let's put it right on top of that. Yeah, something is about to shake up. It's kind of like the Tower card in the tarot, but quite different in many different ways. This, you don't know if it's going to be a happy surprise or a negative surprise. I feel, regardless, in the moment, for some of you, it might feel like a negative surprise. For others of you, you understanding the higher perspective, the higher, bigger picture of the situation, you're realizing that this is step one of surprise. Step two, part two at least, is going to be the real gift and the real surprise. Lovely. Alright. Lovely Fae. Let's play. Dragon Fae, Angel Fae. Elements, divine spirits, come forth, assist us. Assist the water signs here. What else would we like to say to them? So bottom of the deck, we have the Fairies of the Future. And before I get to the card that flipped out, for some reason they're wanting me to talk about this one first. Bottom of the deck is kind of like the, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. What have we been talking about prior to this moment is setting your intention and your focus on the journey, the path that you think that you're not on, that you're actually on. You might be getting ahead of yourself with the timelines peering into a future timeline or going to backwards, trying to really control the situation via emotions, and to be not to be done. Um, this card flipped out with interesting Ipana's wild daughter. This is a healer, but what I'm being drawn to is the wounded person. And remember how I said the past. Maybe you guys are trying to fix. Yes, I'm picking up on someone that has been trying or had been trying to fix a certain relationship with more words, with more emotion, and that's not to be done. What you are to do is be in the now, present moments, which is the main energy of this card. It's focusing on the path ahead of you. It's not peering into many different timelines, getting lost in different realities, confusing the situation, making it more confusing than it has to be. Now, I am getting this, whatever energy this is. I don't know if it's yours. It's annoying. I just saw it is and it's not. Okay. Um, hmm. Divine counterpart maybe, but himself energy is present, and this is a life force energy. This is the dancer between the realms. This is a Capricorn like card, with being the ruler of the dead and still managing to be in the living. Let me not go too esoteric there, but I'm just getting the sense of bringing life into your own purpose. There is a sense of revitalization happening here with himself. Wherever his energy is present, there is more of that energy. And the fact that it's followed by a guacha is followed by himself, I feel like this is what the universe has been setting up for you, is this moment where once the wheel turns, it's going to turn. It's going to really, really speed things up. So if you feel as though, which is a common collective theme that I have been picking up on um, the past weeks more so than the one before that, uh, the stagnant like energy of just stagnancy. The universe is really trying to recalibrate the human consciousness's focus on what matters, and for you that seems to be the main message, with focusing on what really matters, on the wealthier path. And this does not have to be all about financial. Wealthier in terms of love, wealthier in terms of satisfaction in your romantic life, in your financial life, in your all things related to love life. The loudest message, though, is what you're meant to do with communication and soulo, the soul. I feel like there is this deep knowing revelation that happens about what you're meant to do in this lifetime and how to manifest it in the present reality. Now, the fact that himself, going back to this fairy's energy, there's going to be a return to you, essentially, a return to your knowing in your own life. Now, let's pull some more fairies, because I feel like the energy is deeper than that. Okay, so for some of you, if this is just for a relationship related, there is someone's reasserting, recalibrating their position in a relationship. Yep. I'm seeing it, someone's like moving chess pieces and they're saying, no, actually, I'm this person. There seems to be a statement that's being made. This probably has to do with the communication card over here. So this is a general reading, guys. So the message is transforming into a relationship real quick. But for some of you, it's straight up the journey. But now it's like venturing into relationship places. But seems as though there has been communication about someone's role in the relationship, and it's just someone might have been. I'm getting the sense that someone was stepping over someone with the oi that no. Yeah, I'm getting this deep sense someone was stepping over someone's importance, someone's value. Now that seems to be the biggest change here. Interesting. So if this is a relationship, this also can be reflected in another way, where you have just kind of been. Someone has the message. Your energy has. You've allowed your energy. Thank you. You've allowed your energy to be stepped on by the world. By if you perceive it that way, the world has been stepping all over your energy, and now is the time to put your foot down, to make your presence known, and tell the world what you're here, what you're doing here, and what you're meant to do. Thanks. Yep. A loud presence, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. You guys are making yourselves known to the world, making yourselves known. Not gonna allow yourself to be stepped on anymore, because with the oi that gnome, the way this fairy energy is presenting itself, this is someone who will manifest anything that they desire to manifest, but without regards to how it's gonna affect others. It's just it wants something done, so it's gonna get something done. So now you're kind of gonna imbibe that energy as well, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energies, water signs. You're going to start imbibing the energy of, like, all right, y'all stepped all over me. You're not going to step all over them, though. At least I would suggest that you don't do people wrong just because they did you wrong. You have the opportunity to always rise above that, see the bigger picture, and just completely avoid drama. Such a wasteful energy, and just move towards a higher purpose, and that's the true victory. Even if it feels like you lost, your soul knows you won, because you allowed your soul to not be tampered with others' energy. Okay? So, now let's see what other messages want to come out. I feel like I got the message out there, but there might be other stuff. This is just 2 fairy cards and 4 runes. I love the runes, man. Okay. Yo, yeah. More of the same. So we're just going to end off the message here. Lovely Pisces, Scorpio, Cancers. So we have the undressing of a salad that just came out on its own. And then the sage at the bottom of the deck. The binding energy of this story over here. Yeah. You're putting a straight halt to any BS, to any, I like to call this fairy the red herring energy, an energy that's just supposed to distract you from the main event. Yeah, your focus is like, nah, you're looking straight through the BS. And what's behind the red herring? It's the Lady of the Harvest. Yes, it's an ending to the cycle that you were running around in. Either intentionally or unintentionally, you do achieve the impossible, is what I'm seeing. You manage to catch all the balls, or you let the balls drop that aren't even your balls. It's that type of energy. It's okay. It's the energy that of people making you feel like you owe them something. It's you realizing that's that red herring energy that's meant to distract you. The You don't get mad at them. It's the universe's test for you to see how much you truly do want this wealthy journey. How much you truly want this. If you truly do want it, then you are not gonna allow minute frequencies to interfere with this grand calling, whatever this grand calling is. Like I said, it's like I just see. I don't know if I said this, but it just looks like your soul was being pulled out of you so that you could follow that direction. So, just to give you some imagery for my clairvoyance out there, it's like this yellow golden soul that's like being pulled out. If you were trying to go this way, your soul's like, nah, I'm literally gonna pull your soul in this direction. You're like, whoa. So that's this major explosive like change that's happening here. Okay. Okay, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that was your reading. That was your message. I hope you enjoyed that message. If it resonated, awesome. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, join the Kin family. I am available for personal readings. All that information is down below. And until the next weekly, lovely kindred, I say to you, wait, that must be hanging. No, we gotta have the strings hanging. I say to you, travel safely through the night, the mind, into the light, the divine. And I say to you, here's that arrow of love.